if you weren't an advocate of co-working and I was new to the team and I was familiar with co-working and I said, come here, I actually have a desk with my current employer. I'd like to retain it. What would you need to hear? What would be the things that would come up in your mind that would almost block that sale, we'll say, or block me staying as a member?
Financially, it makes more sense for the employee, but as an employer, there's, you could, when it comes to package debates and stuff like that, you could lean on it being a perk and an advantage, and we're going to do this for you, and actually say, look, we'll give you this salary, but this is what but we'll pay for your desk as well. I don't think that's fair myself. I'd push back on that as an employee, but again, as you said, I'm a co-working advocate. But the maths are there. It's just more tax efficient for a company to pay the bill rather than an individual.
So you think that's something an operator can leverage in their messaging, or?
Yeah, if you could maybe explain that theory. So a lot of people should understand that anyway. If you can explain that theory and arm them with that type of spiel, if you like. The other side of it then is, Anne-Marie, is like if you take on remote workers that are going to work from home, you ship the kit down to them. So you have to make sure that they're not working at the kitchen table.
Working at home,
friendly chair.
Working at home is not free, like.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
And then like. So there's the whole, if they leave the business during their, let's say, their probation period, that's going to be an awful pain in the backside to get all that kit back to where, like. So there's that, like, take back a laptop, you take back chairs. Where do they live? It's grand. You can order them. You can order them online and it'll get shipped down wherever. But if they get sent back, where do they go? So
to a new co-working space.
You don't have that issue with a co-working space. Like, it's ready made, the heat, the light, it's all covered. The chairs are good. Your staff are going to get in and talk to people as well, whether they like it or not. So they're not like, there's a whole mental health aspect to it. That's a podcast in itself,
If I was an operator in the morning, the reason I would go out and actively speak to business owners and put it on their radar is that we're a great place for their employees to come in. One of the reasons I would do that is because of the longevity of a contract. If you're relying solely on entrepreneurs and freelancers and people working for themselves, there's a little bit less stability typically in that type of work. So, particularly somebody on a rolling monthly, you want to be sure that they're going to stay with you. Whereas if you built your customer base on, maybe 8 brands that have a worker or 2 with you, that's a pretty solid foundation for your revenue for the year.
Yeah.
And in a locality, if you can do anything at all to add value to a business, whereby, particularly if we have a great event space, so a lot of times people come in and run courses and trainings and all that type of thing. So like, again, it's just additional ways to like promote that brand then or add value back. So rather than just saying, your workers are at home at the moment, pay us a couple of $100 per head for an employee and get them in. Here's all the value that you're going to get as a result of partnering with us. Here are the ways that we can promote your brand and endeavour to keep your employees happy, particularly if it's people that are valuable to the business. That's any business owner is going to want ways to increase their retention. So again, put yourself in the shoes of the business owner, and think about why they'd want their employees in your space.
Yeah, I think some of the larger brands do that quite well. By packaging up the amenities, we have an in-house gym. You've been to ones that have in-house saunas and nail bars and everything else. That's kind of an extreme. But again, I just wonder if you bundle that into the package as benefits. Again, should a workspace be viewed as a benefit? I don't really know.
I don't think a workplace, to your point earlier, it's not a benefit. It's a place to get work done. So the question, if we're hiring in 2026, I would really hope people are asking, where do you do your best work?
Thanks for tuning in to Flex That Works. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our next episode. Connect with us on LinkedIn, watch the full episode on YouTube, and you can explore free tools and resources over at baseworks.co. This is Flex That Works, powered by Baseworks, here to help you scale your workspace, making it simpler and less stressful.